Hi, this is Kim Pinkney, and welcome to my 100 Days of Making Comics Day 15, excuse me. And I am so, wow. Wait till you get to the end of this. This is just going to be insane. Anyway, um, this is me making Willa from off of the Stephanie Newman image because I want to try to keep the same style. So I'm working it and working it, and I've been working it for hours, and then just for giggles, I decided I was going to make her blink in three different facial positions. So, hi, ay, 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 ay. Anyway, um, one of the things I wanted to kind of brainstorm about on my 15th day here, besides coming up with the final Willa, is the Pretty Pretty Princess Academy. I haven't really fleshed that out as thoroughly as I wanted to, and also some of the things that are going on around the town. One of the things that happened during our group session, our D&D group session, was so town-changing and dramatic that it's going to filter over into the Minion Academy and their world. Pretty much they're the neighboring town, and some of the students from the Minion Academy decided they were going to catch a particular event over in the neighboring town, and once they did, they became caught up in the town politics, and next thing you know, something happens, and then they got to go back to school, and they're going to have to deal with the aftermath of what happened. And until our party figures out how to deal with it, they're pretty much going to be suffering until it's rectified. So, the Pretty Pretty Princess Academy, how do they fit into everything? Besides being, and this is me kind of brainstorming out loud, so you get the added benefit of figuring out things as I go at the same time as I'm learning them as well. It's interesting. So I'm opening up my Valedictorian stories and in my Google documents, and I will be jotting down some things about the Hero Academy and the Pretty Pretty Princess Academy. How was it founded? Not that we need to build a better princess, but sometimes the kingdom needs for their daughters to go out and become better queens. Instead of being locked up in the tower all day, experiencing life as they know it, why not go out and experience life as in a different area? And so, let's see. Well, because once they get married, they're kind of locked up in the tower anyway. So, very few queens seem to get out of their kingdoms. Being one of those type of male-dominated societies, they'll try to probably keep the princesses, those, especially the ones that are wanting to be adventurous, keep them in their place by showing them the worst sides of the world. At least one of the ways that they can show one of the worst sides of the world. So they send them to the Princess Academy, and there they are pitted against each other. There's no other competition in their town, in their realm, their worlds, so why not put them against each other? So this is the Pretty Pretty Princess Prepartorium. It's a timelessly magical institution where young ladies are refined into something worthy of a knight to risk his life for. This school also prepares them for the Madonna/whore lifestyle that their parents hope they'll live. Mirrors are their window to the world, at least among each other, and their gossip whatevers and their news, eloquently filtered to a certain extent. Let's see, and rather than look out the window where the sun could inadvertently tan their skin, creating wrinkles, they look through the mirror. The mirror is short-sighted and only shows them what they desire to see as it pertains to themselves, or what the headmistress thinks they should see, or things that they may pay the Minion Academy to help them see beyond. mirrors don't always tell the truth, basically. The truth is something that they need to see for themselves, but they don't always do that. All the princesses have varying degrees of vanity. Princess students get their progress reports from their magic hand mirrors. Mirror, mirror in my hand, who's the fairest in the land, and that's one of the highest overall things. So they are the fairest if they are best in beauty, intelligence, sensuality, bossiness, or assertiveness, or lack thereof, depending on the instructor at the time. So they get a progress report, and being the fairest in the land is the hardest to achieve and maintain. It measures the student's desirability, sensuality, and sensibilities, and other traits currently in demand by eligible royalty and assorted monarchs. Princesses earn gifts that raise their dowry and their worth. They suffer from teenage angst, drug and magic abuse to enhance their looks. The quickest way to earn gifts is by courting the heroes in training at the Academy of the Holy Sword. That's our A-Hole Academy. The Hero Academy that I always keep referring to. Also, some are already betrothed from birth to some of the heroes, but they can't slack because you never know. They may want to get their dowry back. Things happen, so they have to maintain their looks. They have to maintain their integrity, such as it is. The more their lady loves are worth, the greater their standing as well. So it goes both ways. If you're the fairest in the land, all the heroes are going to strive to get you. It makes them look good. You're a reflection of them, basically. Let's see. Sex is outlawed, but it happens. All the princesses are outfitted with a magical chastity belt. The minion alchemists and some of the students have found a way around it so that their hymens aren't broken or can be repaired. It's referred to as the hymnal, as it makes them sing. that process. Okay. The prioresses aren't aware of them yet. They are taught the elements of man-pleasing. So that's where I've pretty much left off with the Princess Academy, but of course there can be a lot more to it. The building is pink, and I'm going to jot some of these information, this session down here. Okay. It's pink, and it's pretty. And we are the Pretty Pretty Princess Academy because nobody's prettier than these pretty people. One pretty is just not enough to describe how beautiful these women are groomed to be. And by the time they leave, they better be a gosh darn pretty princess, or they do not get their magical tiaras to help them rule in their next land. And let's see, uniform, standard uniform. I don't know if I should have a standard uniform. I wonder if there's... Okay, so maybe they wear the clothing of their land, but they have to have... let's see, okay. They wear the clothing of their land as well as their kingdom. So you'll have different ethnicities with different outfits. So it's another thing to judge them off of, their appearance. And it has to have a degree of it has to cover the naughty bits, basically. Some of them are made of gossamer. Let's see, must. And can be made of any fabric, magical or otherwise. But then again, maybe there should be a rule against magical fabric, because if someone casts a spell on the princess, then maybe her clothes will fall off. So there should be a rule against magical fabric to protect against this spell. Let's see. They are not above poisoning or using spells on the heroes of the Heroes Academy. I want to say anything goes, but yeah, basically anything goes. No, maybe it's against the rule. Okay, it's against the rules to influence via magic or poisons suitors, but it happens. There's going to be a lot of precedences set in this academy. They do have a curfew. So, no magic carpet rides after 10. And definitely no pumpkin traveling after midnight. Let's see. So I want to kind of incorporate the mythology or fairy tales of a lot of different princesses. So we have the 12 dancing princesses, and in this one there'll be the 12 raving princesses. And I think I'll just compile a whole bunch of different princess stories and throw them in there. Not necessarily Disney princesses, but maybe like a Scheherazade type of thing. Maybe something where... yeah, I think I'll throw some... oh, the Princess and the Pea type of thing. So I gotta look up some fairy tales. So let me note to self. And they all... who doesn't want to live a fairy tale and live happily ever after? Let's see, what else can we do to these women? Let's see. Okay, so they do have dorm rooms. I'm trying to figure out if each little princess should have her own little space or she should have a roommate. If I have them having a roommate, then Kaires can have a minion of her own. So her own little toady to do her bidding or dirty work or something like that. So that's a thought. I have to think about it a little bit further. So let's see, their rooming situation. How do they get around? Oh, by carriage. They can't go alone. They have to go in a group. Preferably supervised, not supervised, chaperoned. They must be chaperoned. So I have to figure out who would take the time out to chaperone all these princesses about. What do princesses do? They do whatever the heck they want. After going to class, they don't have to study so hard because they don't want their faces to wrinkle up. They don't have to pick up swords, but some magical defenses and stuff should be incorporated. So maybe some sort of magical self-defense would be set up after the princesses are supposedly raped, but they look to the Hero Academy to protect them, but the heroes are not allowed on campus after a certain time, so that's not always going to be the case. Let's see, what else? Let's see, I'll have to think about it a little bit further. But each one of them is supposed to find her fairy prince, have to get their magical kiss, and it's got to be pretty much regulated from there. Anyway, by the end of doing these pictures, I found out that I like the one in the center best, which is the one I began with. That is this Willa right here. And so I'm going to be using the Willa in the green, and then probably changing her outfit. But out of all the work that I did, all those hours I put in on each one of these characters, my entire day off on Tuesday, I end up with the one in the center. Hours after hours. So, again, thank you for watching and sitting with me to brainstorm the Pretty Pretty Princess Prepartorium. Excuse me. But if you have any ideas, maybe a suggestion, before I move on to baby, well, you know, if you have any ideas or anything that would be kind of cool, I'd love to hear it, and I may even incorporate it. So, if you could think of maybe any princess fairy tales that I haven't mentioned, I wouldn't mind incorporating things like that. So anyway, again, thank you for watching and have a great one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and catch day 16. Hopefully I won't be redoing a whole nother Willa. It's insane. Bye-bye.